Hey everyone, Joe Waxman, the astrologer here. Eh, what's up, everyone? In this video, I want to give a personal update and let's go over the current transit, see if we can make any sense of what's going on in the world today, which is pretty crazy. Guys, hit that like button for me if you can and subscribe if you haven't already, and book a reading with me. Macrogoldmachine@yahoo.com. That's my email address. Just email me for reading. All right. Guys, what's happening with me? For those who are following along, want to know. Um, so it's been really, really tough. My landlord, he's not my landlord. I keep calling him my landlord. The owner of the house, who wants us out, came and I had to tell him like I'm just stuck. Like me and my mom is nothing, and I've pretty much been very unlucky or unsuccessful so far in getting a job. At least when he came to the door, that was the case, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I can't just walk out in the street with my mom. Like I don't, it's just like a fucking nightmare. And I wish I didn't have to. I'm not a caretaker type of person. Like I fucking hate it. Like I'm not like a motherly type. I don't want to take care of anyone. Like I want to take care of myself and be left the fuck alone. That's what I want. But I'm unfortunately I have my mother who's I love her, but she's a Pisces and she never fucking lifted a finger to, save her own life. She basically lived her whole life off her parents, her whole goddamn life off of her parents. Never did a fucking thing to take care of herself, and now I have to. And I'm equally unequipped to take care of her. So it's like two idiots like trying to, you know, run a ship or whatever. I don't know what the good analogy is, but it's not a good one. Um, so yeah, that's unfortunate. I wish I wasn't in this position. I don't like having to. I hate it. Like I hate all of it. I fucking hate it. There's nothing I like about it. Like I'm not like, oh, I love to see my mom every. I don't want to see my mom. I don't. I'll just be real with you. I don't want to fucking see my mom. Like once a month maybe. I'm just that. That's the way I am. We can't even talk, so it's because she can't hear. So I have to shout and then I get angry. So it's like, oh my God, such a fucking nightmare. But anyway, so yeah, basically I'm like squatting. Me and my mom are squatting in the house. Unfortunately. And I'm hoping I don't get evicted, but he has every right to evict us. And I told him I don't blame you if you take this to court and try and evict us. Because we're in the wrong, he's in the right. Like, but it's just unfortunate circumstances, and I can't. But the good news is that I got a job. I know. I start on Monday. It's a good job for me. It's nothing glamorous. I'm like working for like a door company, door window company, commercial, and they fix doors, replace doors, and stuff like that. But what I'm going to be doing is walking around different areas around like the Philly area, going into stores, going into commercial spaces, removing the stickers from competitors and putting their stickers on there, which is like, okay, whatever. I just like, but it pays $20 an hour. I'm independent. I get to walk. So this is all stuff I like or I'm good at it, capable. I don't really like working with other people. I'm not a good employee. I'm just not. I don't like being told what to do. And for whatever reason, like my energy is like irritates other people. Like when I get because I'm not that calm. Like I'm not. And if I get in a working environment, like I get agitated and like people just take me the wrong way, but I have like very kind of irritable energy. Um, so it just never works out really well. People don't like to work with me because I'm not a good team player. Like I'm a leader type. I'm just not meant to be an employee. So I do much better on my own. Right. It is what it is. Right. Like I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Everyone gets along with no, they don't. But I'm just that's kind of my strength too, because I can be independent minded. So anyway, um, yeah. So that's cool. At least, that's something. I've been just like dying of fear, like, oh, we're gonna get evicted. I'm gonna have to walk out on the street with my mother of all people. My mother, like, what? Am I gonna share my fucking car with my mother? I mean, just like really, like, I'm gonna be looking for a gun. I'm gonna be looking for a gun to kill myself because that's how fucking disgusting that makes me feel. Like I just is I don't have words for it. I just like want to scream and start breaking things, and being destructive. But I can't. So I'm just it's really fucking hard. I just want to like push her away, like just go, be free, bird, go free. Like, why do you need me to fucking take care of you? Like, you're an adult. Like, take care of your fucking self. But what it is, what it is. It's like, and I just it's so fucking hard. I can't. I hate it. Like, I hate it. It's not something I fucking respect. I don't fucking respect it. Like, how does somebody go through their whole fucking life and not do a fucking thing to help themselves? Like, my God. Anyway, that is what it is. I love my mom, but I hate that about her. Like, she's a fucking princess. So, anyway, forgive me for saying that, but I take care of her, and she doesn't do a fucking thing. Like, I do everything, and she can't even see her here. She's leaving a mess everywhere. I clean up after her like she's a little fucking baby. It's disgusting. Anyway, um, oh, she did that for me. Yeah, she did that for me. I know, and I'm doing it for her, but I fucking hate it. So anyway, I'm not a caretaker. It's just not what I'm good at. Let's look at the transits. I deleted my last update because I think I didn't do my due diligence and really understand what was going on fully to the level that I think I should have. Anyway, I want to start with the Uranus Jupiter conjunction, which is still in effect. Uranus, even though it's not really doesn't function extremely well in Taurus, it's still Uranus. It's going to be more practical, more grounded, more pragmatic, more scientific. But Uranus also is very political. People keep equating Uranus with like rebellion and revolution, which it is, but it's not just that. It's also just like politics and social issues, right? Which is it keeps getting left out. And then the Jupiter is really expanding that. So we are seeing that in the protest, right? And I made the mistake of only looking at the Piscean influence with the Mars and the Saturn and the Neptune and then the Saturn Pluto semi-square, which is also in effect, but a big part of it is also the Uranus Jupiter conjunction. Jupiter's just expanding the social awareness, the politics, the political issues, worldly awareness. Jupiter's bringing it to the philosophy, making it more intellectual, making it more, bring in the ideology, the social ideology of which ties in with the Aquarian archetype very well, right? Um, Pluto is reinforcing that in Aquarius. So that this tag team of Uranus, Jupiter, and then Pluto and Aquarius, which Pluto just went stationary, by the way, it's about to go retrograde. Is really fueling the energy behind a lot of the social stuff that we're seeing. It's really it's I mean, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it's particularly uncomfortable for me. But mostly like a lot of it has to do with the fact that these people keep saying we're peacefully protesting, we're peacefully protesting. Well, I'm sorry, when you're chanting genocidal slogans for against the Israelis, which are mostly Jewish, that doesn't exactly strike me as peaceful. Or when you're harassing Jewish students, most of whom support Israel, not letting them going into the classes that they paid for in their colleges, that's not exactly peaceful. When you're breaking the rules of the college, when the colleges are saying you can't do this and you can't occupy our buildings, that's not peaceful. That's breaking the law. Then they cry like little fucking babies when the cops show up. Like, you brought it upon yourself. And this is where the Piscean influence comes from. The delusional quality of these what we're seeing is off the charts. And this doesn't get brought up enough. Like, a lot of these astrology channels, forgive me, but they're just so PC. It's ridiculous. They're so afraid to state anything real. Maybe they just don't give a shit, but like, they're just not. It's just like so like surfacey, like, glancing over the surface, like reading like a headline from CNN or whatever, as if that's what's really going on. That's fucking fake news. Like I hate to break to you, but that's fake news. Like all this, the mainstream media is like, and they regurgitate like the mainstream talking points without doing any due diligence about what's really going on, and it's annoying. It's fucking annoying. There's so much, um, the delusional fantasy around these protests. That's, I mean, these kids are like 20 years old. They don't know a fucking thing about the world, right? Most of them, I mean, most of them are rich. They're going to like Ivy League schools. They come from $1 million homes, right? And they want to feel meaning, have their lives have some meaning. They want to feel like they're making a difference, but they're fucking ignorant. They're fucking stupid. They're playing terrorist. They're cosplaying terrorists, and they think this like somehow they're on the side of peace. When on the one hand they're like, stop the war, or let's cease fire. On the other hand, they're calling global intifada against the Israeli Jews, kill all the fucking Jews. They're literally saying this. Their signs are like, I'll come, whatever. This is your Hamas. Here's your next target with Israeli kids with their flag, the Jewish flag, the Israeli flag, hanging up. Like, you want these kids dead because they support Israel? Israel's another country. Did you ever notice anything about the rest of the world? Like Pakistan, India was divided into Pakistan and India. India for the Hindus, Pakistan for the Muslims. And people were torn from their fucking homes, and people died, a lot of them. But there's not a word, oh, it's because America funds Israel. Well, guess what? Why are all the people protesting in Canada and all over Europe against the Jews when they're not funding Israel? Right? Not all of these people are funding Israel. And guess what? Foreign aid is pretty, it's a thing. Like, we're doing that with not just Israel, but with many countries, right? And a lot of those countries are also have injustices going on with them. So I mean, the hypocrisy is like insane. And it's not only that, like the Democrat Party, which most of these people support, have done horrible things, right? I mean, destroying whole nations. Libya, hello, right? Anyway, point is not to bring up all the past issues, but there's just too much gaslighting, lies, dishonesty, lack of integrity, and a lot of that is coming from this Piscean energy, which Mars just moved out of. So like now, as soon as Mars moved into Aries, we're seeing like an escalation of the violence on both sides. Cops are tearing them down, and the cops have every right to, because like, guess what? They're breaking the law, and they're not peaceful, and they're destroying the college campuses. They're breaking windows. They're graffitiing everywhere. They're turning colleges into fucking ghettos, because I mean somehow that's like progress or whatever. In these delusional fantasy minds of these like 20-year-old idiots who are like, oh, it's all unfair against us. I mean, I heard this like the cops are treating us badly because we're brown and black. Oh, guess what? There's actual video evidence of white people calling the cops, and the cops fucking ignoring them or whatever, or the treating this nut. It's delusional. It's like, oh, we're such victims. We're breaking the law, but we're the victim. Like, stupidity is what it is. Like, these people are dumb, and they deserve it. They deserve to get the cops in there, because they wouldn't fucking leave when the colleges asked them to, right? So they're breaking the law, and they're harassing students. So it really does piss me off. I mean, Mars and Aries is gonna get me more aggro, because I'm pretty Martian. So when Mars goes into Aries, I get more aggressive. So yeah, that happens. But anyway, what else? Yeah, so this is a major component. So is the Pluto semi-square Saturn. That's a real conflictual aspect, because again, it's these are two major malefics, right? Pluto is in Aquarius, it's stationary, it's bringing up all the themes of that Jupiter and Uranus will bring up. So very similar. Social, political issues, rebellion, revolution, the people, the ideologies about You know, a lot of these people are communists, right? So that is very much in line with what these energies are representing. A lot of, if you notice that, like, that all the tents are the same, somebody's paying for these. And it's like George Soros and who knows what else, maybe Iran, I don't know, right? I don't think anyone knows all of it, but um, I heard George Soros is involved because George Soros is a communist and he's a billionaire, and he's both Jewish and a Nazi. He was a Nazi enabler. He helped the Nazis in World War II. He was a traitor, but you know, I guess you're going to do strange things when people are threatening your life. So I don't necessarily blame him for that, but he never, you know, recovered. He never like regained his humanity. Maybe he never had any. I don't know. But he's a communist and he funds all kinds of, he funds like Antifa and BLM, anything that's going to destabilize and polarize America to try and usher in communism. That's what he wants. But so do other people. A lot of these people are communists. A lot of these protesters aren't even college students. They're just like, they're communists who come in from the outside, taking advantage of the situation to spread their hateful ideology, pretending to be pro-peace. They're not pro-peace. You can't be calling for intifada and cheering on Hamas, who are murderers and rapists, and explicitly said they were going to do it again and again, and call yourself pro-peace. Like, you're not. You're just lying, and you have no integrity, right? And you're not going to convince me that cheering on Hamas is pro-peace in any way, shape, or form. You're just fucking stupid, right? And you deserve to be thrown in jail. So fuck you. Yeah, I mean, go to jail. That's what I want for you. If you think Hamas is cool, go to fucking jail, or go to Gaza, right? You know, fight the Zionist entity. You'll find out real quick. Um, so yeah, that's my sentiment about that. But yeah, a lot of delusion, a lot of fantasy. Um, Pluto semi-square Saturn, that's going to perfect on May 6th. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for now. A lot of Aries, a lot of delusional fantasy. Jupiter. I mean, we're getting Sun and Venus and Taurus, which I think is nice because Taurus isn't so like aggressive. It's more stubborn, right? Taurus is going to hold its ground. Um, and I mean, this energy applies to everyone. So it's not just like the protesters who are going to be more stubborn and holding their ground. It's also the cops who are going to be more stubborn, you know, whatever, right? Everyone's going to become more stubborn, right? Everyone's going to become more practical, pragmatic, but also kind of revolutionary at the same time, with the Jupiter Uranus conjunction still in effect. I do have here Sedna, which just moved into Gemini, which Sedna is pretty out there, pretty slow. So this should be interesting. Not sure what to make of it. I know Sedna is associated with like ice and frozen things and water. So in Gemini, I'm not sure. I mean, we'll just have to keep an eye on it, I guess. See what that does. But anyway, to be honest, somebody just brought it up in an astrology group, and I just put it on there just to have a look. But anyway, yeah, it just moved into Gemini. But anyway, I think that's it for now, guys. I'm not gonna really go any further with this. We still got the Ceres square Chiron, which I think is like the I don't want to work aspect. You know, Ceres very mundane, agricultural, doing, you know, growing the crops and stuff like that, doing what needs to be done. And Chiron in Aries is all about our individuality and letting our freak flag fly, maybe some, you know, harsh wounds because of that. But you know, I think, yeah, there's some conflict between unique individuality and growing food, which is mundane work, right? And it amounts to, I don't want to work. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Some good news and some, you know, difficult challenges as always, I guess. But anyway, um, we will survive. So Joe Waxman, the astrologer, signing off. I'll see you guys again soon. Laugh it off, take a victory laugh, win before you win, all that good stuff. You know what to do. All right, bye for now.